Since the dawn of the atomic age, something strange has been flying through our skies. Mysterious lights, inexplicable flying objects, and unexplained phenomena captured the imagination and concern of an entire nation. Welcome to the secret story of Project Blue Book, the U.S. government's in-depth investigation into UFOs. In 1947, private pilot Kenneth Arnold witnessed 9 disc-shaped objects darting across the sky at incredible speeds over Mount Rainier. The media coined the term flying saucer, and suddenly a wave of sightings swept the nation. Across America, from bustling cities to quiet towns, people reported glowing discs, streaks of light, and eerie sounds in the night. Radio hosts and newspapers fed the frenzy. Was it a Soviet threat during the Cold War, or something far stranger? The nation was gripped by a blend of fear, wonder, and the unknown.
The post-war era set the stage perfectly. Technology, anxiety, and an intense fascination with what might be out there. The sheer number of sightings wasn't just coincidence. It was a cultural phenomenon.
Realizing they could no longer ignore these persistent reports, the Air Force initiated its first formal investigation, Project Sign, in 1948. Early analysts even entertained the possibility of an extraterrestrial origin. However, internal pressures led to a rapid shift in tone. Project Grudge replaced Sign, intent on debunking UFO sightings and restoring public confidence. The message was clear. These were merely misidentifications or hoaxes. Yet the sightings kept coming.
Some of the reports came from very credible sources. We weren't dealing with mass hysteria. We were dealing with something that defied simple explanation.
In 1952, the Air Force restructured its UFO investigations into what would become the most extensive program, Project Blue Book. Headquartered at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, this initiative was led by Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, a man determined to approach the phenomenon with scientific rigor. Ruppelt not only brought order to the chaos, but also introduced the term unidentified flying object, replacing the sensational flying saucer moniker. His aim was clear: to discover what people were really witnessing in the skies.
Our mission was not to prove the existence of aliens, but to determine what these sightings represented, a pursuit of truth above all.
July 1952 marked a turning point. Over the span of 2 intense weekends, radar operators detected unknown objects hovering above Washington, D.C. Witnesses, including airline pilots, reported unusual sightings over the nation's capital. Fighter jets were scrambled not once but twice as unidentified objects defied capture and explanation. For a brief moment, national security itself seemed to hang in the balance.
Unidentified flying objects have been observed over Washington, D.C., prompting the Pentagon to scramble jets in an unprecedented security maneuver.
What made the D.C. incident so extraordinary was not just the radar confirmation. It was the complete inability of our interceptors to engage these objects. It left more questions than answers.
The media storm that followed was unprecedented. Press conferences, editorials, and late-night radio shows focused on the unexplained. Public opinion polls began to reveal that nearly half of Americans believed these sightings were evidence of an otherworldly presence. For many, the line between science and science fiction blurred. April 24, 1964, in the New Mexico desert, Officer Lonnie Zamora encountered one of the most compelling cases in Blue Book's history. As he patrolled the quiet town of Socorro, Zamora reported witnessing a metallic, egg-shaped craft on the ground. 2 figures clad in white coveralls stood by it. As he drew near, the craft suddenly roared to life, ascending into the sky and vanishing without a trace. This was no case of misidentification. It was a genuine mystery.
I approached cautiously. I saw what appeared to be 2 figures. In seconds, the craft lifted and disappeared.
Zamora's account was detailed and backed by physical traces at the scene. It remains one of the most baffling cases in UFO history.
Even as Blue Book concentrated on sightings, the phenomenon of alien abduction began to capture the public's imagination. In 1961, Barney and Betty Hill reported being abducted while driving on a lonely New Hampshire road. Under hypnosis, they recalled being taken aboard a spacecraft, examined by beings whose features defied earthly description. Their story was the first widely publicized abduction case, planting the seed for countless similar claims in the years to come.
Whether these experiences are literal or metaphorical, they represent a deep psychological impact. The Hill case opened a door to understanding how trauma and belief can intertwine.
As public fascination reached fever pitch, skepticism in the scientific community grew. Critics argued that many UFO reports were the result of optical illusions, misidentified natural phenomena, or even deliberate hoaxes. In 1966, the Air Force commissioned an independent study led by physicist Dr. Edward Condon. After extensive research, the Condon report concluded that further study of UFOs was unwarranted, declaring them to be of no scientific interest. Yet not everyone accepted this verdict, leaving a residue of doubt that persists to this day.
Our research did not reveal evidence requiring an extraterrestrial explanation. The phenomena remain statistically insignificant.
By the 1970s, Project Blue Book was officially closed, but its legacy was far from forgotten. The declassification of its files unleashed a new era of public and academic inquiry. Researchers, enthusiasts, and conspiracy theorists alike pored over thousands of pages of official documents, each page a testament to an unresolved mystery. With every file, the question remained, had the Air Force revealed the full truth, or was something still hidden in plain sight? Project Blue Book's influence has echoed far beyond military archives. It became a cornerstone of modern UFO mythology, inspiring films, television shows, and literature. The government's attempt to quell public concern inadvertently birthed a cultural phenomenon. Fast forward to the 21st century, recent Navy footage, famously known as the Tic Tac encounters, and congressional hearings on unidentified aerial phenomena have revived the debate. The question remains, what are we really seeing in our skies? Prominent whistleblowers and researchers now claim that there is much more behind the curtain than ever imagined.
The evidence suggests we are not dealing with mere misidentifications. There is a larger picture here, a picture that the government may not be ready to fully reveal.
Project Blue Book was more than a government investigation. It was a mirror to our collective curiosity, our fears, and our unending quest for truth. Though the program ended in 1969, the mysteries it uncovered continue to provoke debate. As we look to the skies, we ask ourselves, are we truly alone? The answers may still be out there, hidden among the stars, waiting for the next brave mind to uncover them.
The content presented in this video is based on publicly available information, including historical documents, declassified reports, and verified sources. The images and graphics shown are AI-generated and created for illustrative purposes only. While every effort has been made to ensure accuracy, this documentary does not claim to be a comprehensive or definitive account. The views expressed are for informational purposes only and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the producers. This video is not sponsored or endorsed by any organization or individual associated with the events or topics discussed. All copyrights and trademarks belong to their respective owners.